Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's your girl Shaka, and I saw something on the internet, and I just had to talk about. There was a news reporter for a Chicago news channel, and she was saying how she was in her car with her mom at the Walgreens doing her regular routine, and a car pulled up behind her who was impatient, a white guy. Showed her a watermelon. She didn't say anything about it, but she was watching him. And because she didn't respond, he got out of his car and came near enough to her so that she could hear him cooing like a monkey. It upset her. She broke down and she cried. She said this isn't the first time, but because of what's going on, she's so upset about it. And she's a black, beautiful, educated young woman who works for the news channel. Educated. Hot dang it, sister. I'm going to post what she said, because if I go back, I might lose it. And I'll put her name, who I'm talking to. Beautiful. And it's like, it hurt me, but I'm going to tell you something. As a nurse, working, I heard stories of my mom saying stuff. She's a retired nurse. I heard stories, and I could see why she was so mad. I could see why my dad was mad as a retired housekeeper working at Harlem Hospital, where at that time all of the doctors were white people who believed they were Jewish, and then they would treat him bad, walk on his floor, disrespect him. And I remember those stories, and my mother saying how they want to treat the black nurses who are descendants bad, but they want to treat the nurses from the islands and Africa, other nations who were the color black, who are our direct cousins. As far as I'm concerned, we're second cousins, whatever, better, because they're still colonial rules, and they came over here for a purpose. Because if I went to work in Africa right now, I believe I would follow the rules, because I know I'm so far away from home. There was no way I'm gonna uprise anything here by myself. I would navigate towards my own people, and I can understand their plight, also the Filipinos. But she was getting tired of that, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of black nurses did that, and we deal with it because we're, raising kids. So when I started nursing, I went to a very good school, wonderful school called JTBA, School of Practical Nursing, when I came out the military and came here to Detroit with him. I started nursing. I had wonderful instructors. I remember Miss Law and Miss Rice, and they would talk about the racism and the disparages. And they were nurses at all the major hospitals. So here, we've got the Detroit Medical Center. We've got Providence. We've got St. John's. We've got all the hospitals, which they, kind of merged. Now, McLaren's getting big. Sparrow's getting big. Beaumont is getting big, which was off limits. Okay, Beaumont was off limits for black RNs back in the day, and I'm just going to tell you, like, now, go to Detroit, Beaumont, you're in trouble. U of M was actually more diverse, because it was such a big hospital. It was a city-based hospital, so diverse. I actually felt comfortable working at the U of M and driving an hour to work than I did working at the hospital around the corner in the hood, because the white nurses there had prejudice over undertones, and they treated us differently, and it was hard to elevate yourself. It was the same in the nursing homes, and it was really weird, because I thought, in the nursing homes we'd be treated a little bit better, because we're basically servants to mostly white patients, especially if we worked in one of the Jewish home hospitals. You're basically a servant, and the patients call us niggers every day. Nigger, nigger, girl, gal, boy, nigger this, nigger that, nigger with the big head, the big lips, the nigger left me on the bedpan, all the time, the patients. And because of the laws and how we're trained, we wanted to work, we can ignore them, because we wrapped it up as a mental illness, regardless if they had a mental illness and diagnosis at all. Then the family would come in, and the females knew we were taking care of their mom. So they would come in and they wouldn't even say anything to us. They'll have their nose turned up and think they're better, even though they need a jump to get their piece of shit of car out the driveway. Or they were jealous that maybe we were nurses and did the right thing. We didn't hang out and whatever. We did the right thing and went to school and got our education. Because there was no other reason for you to want to call me a nigga if you don't know me. There was no other reason for you to degrade me, and I'm wiping your mother's ass. Okay? An ass you don't want to wipe, because that's why you put her in there. And half the time, she can get up and go to the bathroom on her own, but out of spite, we was wiping her ass. So it's really no reason for you to treat us that way. And with everything that's happening now, yeah, we're fed up. This generation is fed up because it should have never came to this generation. It should have never gone this far. This racism should have ended. Actually, it should have ended with my grandparents. So that means you're teaching your kids this. You're teaching them this. And whenever there's an argument, I noticed whenever I had an argument with the other cultures, the other races that were my age, nigga never came up. When I had an argument with Heidi Mae might have went home and threw the dishes and told her husband, I'm so sick of working with these niggas. But she never say that. Honey, we stayed bitches and hoes. We had a real female fight. Bitches and hoe all day long. Motherfucker, lazy bitch, hoe. Motherfucker, bitch, pimp, hoe. Shit, I'm good with that. Nigga never came up, and I ain't have to throw out no crackers. For real. Never came up. I was good with that. So I'm thinking we like right here, our generation, I'm thinking that it might be over with. We just got to wait for these motherfuckers to die. Because every hospital I went to, if you were in that age group, which COVID done killed almost all of them, I'm thinking you guys are going to die. But with healthcare being so fabulous and these doctors being so smart, they was keeping people alive. And they was doing their job and leaving us to be called out our names and treated bad. And then we had other coworkers that just wanted to have a good night, that wouldn't take up for us to say shit, or they were submissive because they were from these nations that are still under the colonial rule and they didn't want to say anything. But when you come in contact with what you would call me a big mouth, and the last manager I had at the facility, the corporate I work in now, actually called our manager a big face, big mouth. And this woman was the epitome of white trash. White trash, yeah. Yeah, I'm still there. So if you know me, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, white trash. I mean, she literally wore a full-length rat and tried to call it a mink. The pelt was so... Oh. Don't take me there. Y'all know how I feel about my coats. Aretha, rest in peace, baby. I got this. You know how I feel about my coats and purses. But anyway, and then she had made different comments and statements that got back to me, you know, and I heard of it. Or you know, I'm nosy. But she's just drunk. But that piece of shit is gone. But so, guess what? She was only, you know what? She might have been my age. Just look bad. But I think she's about 10 years older than me. You shouldn't be having that, because you would have been the same one who was a nursing instructor to all races of students. And you actually felt some kind of way. So my whole thing is now I'm kind of revamping what I went through. I'm so blessed to have chosen wonderful schools, had good instructors, and got a big mouth. Got a big mouth. Okay, and did what I had to do, and I got a big mouth. But I'm thinking like nursing and healthcare, nursing should not be as hard as they make it. It shouldn't be. I'm one of those instructors that I try to work with my students. If you got it, you got it. If you don't, you don't. Okay, a killer is a killer. All right. But I think they made interest into the nursing programs. I think all of this, I think, revolves around racism and racial things. Because, for example, how do I feel about the HESI TEAS test? I'm going to try to help you, tutor you to pass it. But why are you giving this HESI and TEAS test? It's math, English, and science. And because I had a great education, Aquinas High School, Bronx, New York. I know you're closing, but thank you for everything you did for me. Shout out to Aquinas and Aquinas 89 and above. I had an awesome education, St. Adalbert. It closed years and years ago. Awesome education. Okay, but that was thank you to my parents. Shout out. Even my little couple months stint at PS1. Hey, and I was like, I had remedial reading straight damn through. I was basic classes straight damn through. But that's what I needed, and I got it. Never failed any standardized tests. Never. Okay, I told you I LSAT it, boop, in school, whatever. Never failed any standardized tests, but I was prepared. So when I took these tests, it was like, this isn't difficult. But I was prepared. Okay, and if I messed up and you showed me, I did well the next time because I could retain it and comprehend it. It's just I might not have saw it. Why are we giving TEAS and HESI tests and making them interest level exams into nursing programs when you know that the schools in our neighborhoods are not preparing our students? Sure, to you, geometry might be something or might not be a big deal, but guess what I found out while tutoring? Geometry was an elective. So a lot of people trying to go into the nursing programs, geometry wasn't elective. So now you want to put a little geo on the HESI or the TEAS, which one it is. I'm tutoring for both. Hello, help me out. It's not fair. Okay? It's not fair. Okay, so some of the algebra is not fair. What you should have done is stick to what was done before, which was when I went in, which is less than 10 years ago. Have the student enroll into the college. enroll into they call the community college, or they may call them, some states they don't say community college, they call, well, the 2-year colleges, or they call them junior colleges. Test them, which is what I went through. Even at my little stint, and I tested for LaGuardia, but I left, went to the military, then went to North State, left that, kept going. Test them and see where their level is. Then enroll them in the courses that they need. And it may be courses that they should have had in the 12th grade. Okay, listen, you didn't get any geometry right. Well, ma'am, I never had geometry. Okay, we're going to test you. Because once you enter the real world, hello, I haven't done telemetry in 10 years. When I see a strip and they look no more than, no. Okay, if it ain't a flat line, I got you on the AFib. I count a couple blocks. You know how I read that strip? Call the damn doctor. And you got all the other signs. You're going to call the doctor. That's how I read that damn strip. So, but I had to take a class, and I learned it. I went home. I read it over, reviewed it, of course. It came back. That's good that I had a great instruction. And then I retook the test, and I was fine. Okay. But that was difficult for me. And out the gate, when I first started, it was difficult for me. And it's a blessing I was on a floor that had a very good clerk who was a telemetry check. Hello, Miss Jackson. She's retired. That I actually learned a strip like AFib. For me to read AFib, it took all week. I wanted to see AFib all week. That's just how I learned. So I was looking at all the AFibs all week. I was walking through the hallway, and I would peek in and pick a patient up. When I do a little transportation, run around, AFib. Then when I was learning the bundle branch blocks, I was looking for a bundle branch. Ain't nobody bundle branch blocking? You got to go to cardiac to see it. We ain't have that one patient. Now I'm over there looking. Ooh, that look different. Oh, that's winky bar. What you talking bundle branch? Tell me about it. But I learned it. And I was learning it. It took me a whole week to learn. That's just how I learned. There are a lot of people that are very smart, and I hats off to the physicians and the doctors. I look at my son and say, you have a beautiful mind. It was molded. It was fed with the right food. You know what I'm saying? A beautiful mind. He got a little exercise. He got the hood in him. He got school in him. Everything. The rappers. That means he's an artist. It was molded. I'm sure everybody's mind is different. Like, I have such a green thumb. If I could support myself and my family, I would own a flower shop. I would do, what do they call it, horticulture? Horticulture? Help me out. Horticulture. I got it. I can do it. And I still might open me a flower shop when I retire because that's what I like. But I can't make no money. So nobody let me go to school for horticulture. But that's what I can do. You should see my plants. Baby, what? That's why I run my mouth. All that oxygen. I walk by, fart on him, he give me oxygen. We work together. Oh, let me tell you something. That's what I wanted to do. And guess what? All the rich people, doctors, lawyers, I would do weddings, everything. I would be the best horticulture. You figure it out. But what was blocking me wasn't access to that. You know? It wasn't encouraged because being black, that would be considered kind of like a dumbass job because I couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? But if I was like, I ran into a nurse who actually got a degree in that, but she got that degree in her island, Belize. And when she came here, she did nursing. You see what I'm saying? So, but I'm not going to give up on it. This nursing thing is my thing. Okay? Because I like helping people. I like helping people. I clean up the puke, run me that. But I'm coming to your home, run me that. Let me build it, baby. But I'm benefiting from it. I teach you. And I love to see what my students, now that's how you know I'm older. My students exceed. I got a student right now. He's in his last year in med school. Hey, Jay. I have a student right now to keep up with me. She's my nurse practitioner. She's my boss. Hey, Melissa. So I love that. And then the rest of working with me as nurses, I got one student couldn't take it. We moved the patient over, cleaned her up. She almost fell the hell out. But guess what? She got her master's in social work and she works for the state of Michigan. Hey! So guess who get the patient referrals? All right. So, but my whole thing is back to what I was saying. I digress. It's nurse boom. I've never taken an IQ test because my father never allowed it. And I'm going to tell you why. I always will go by this example because guess what? The school asked us, they were like, oh, you're not taking IQ tests, blah, blah, blah. Well, let me see. So when I was in my remedial class, the remedial teacher said, and it was one of the nuns, she was like, well, let me just show you this IQ test. I know you're not going to take it, but I just want to see how you read it. Because she probably wanted to put it together. So it was a sentence, and I'm going to never forget that sentence. And I read the sentence, Janice Janice entered her home via the foyer, by way of the foyer. Sorry, Janice entered her home by way of the foyer. She placed her coat on the hook, and she went into the kitchen to see what her mother had left her for lunch, which is wonderful. So my question was, it was lines. You had to fill in the answers. So the sentence was like, blank is an entryway. Is an entryway to the. What did the author mean when he said foyer? I got the part about the kitchen right. I got the part about her hanging her coat up. Even though we had a hall closet, I got that right. But guess what? I couldn't figure out foyer. I even pronounced it foyer, and she said that was okay. So then she said, what is a foyer, Michelle? Because back in the days, they called me by my middle name, you know. I said, I looked, and I was like kind of ashamed because the way she looked at me was like, I'm supposed to know. I said, do everybody got one? She said, everybody has a foyer. I said, oh. And she said, when you go in your hall, tell me how you get to your room. I said, I open the door. When you go into your home, tell me how you get into your room. I said, I open the door. I go in the hallway, and I put my coat in the hall closet, and then I go into my room, our room. She said, oh. She said, well, what is the space between the door and your room? I said, the hall. She was like, it's not a foyer. And I said, well, she said, this is the foyer. And she pointed to the picture, and it was like an arch. I said, I don't have that in my house. I said, I live in the projects of the South Bronx. We have a hall. And if you print off how the projects are made, it says door, hall, room, bedroom, and then room. Because one of the rooms where did not have a closet. So they didn't consider it a bedroom. It said door, hall, and I think it said bathroom, room, sleeping room, living room, kitchen. And she was like, got you. Then she went through a list of other questions, and asked me, how do I get it? What I had and what was on that IQ test wasn't my world. So there's no way I could have passed that IQ test. You called it foyer, I called it hallway. It was as simple to me as tomatoes to miles, but it wasn't simple to them. So they threw those out because we had made a big deal. Not we, but blacks made a big deal about those IQ tests. You cannot base our IQ and judgment on words and verbiages we're not used to. So why would you create a test, an entrance exam to any program based on education you know is an elective and not offered? Your statistics told you that only 5 out of 100 students elected to take that geometry class. The rest took maybe another science. The rest took maybe a sport. The rest took anything that can get them out the hood. Okay, so I have an issue with that, with these exams. And I rank those exams as IQ tests. And I have an issue with that. And that's something we need to work on too. I have another issue too with religion and faith. You're either going to teach it right or don't teach it at all. And I have an issue with that with the pastors. You're either going to say it the right way or don't say it at all. Okay, religion itself, you need to just throw it in the garbage. Hold on, where the garbage? Because if we're at this point fighting, then all them prayers didn't work. But what the prayers might have worked for the mothers is it brought forth soldiers. But do we want our children to be hurt? But baby, if you look at this generation of kids, Tink Tink is 6 feet tall and 5 years old and built, baby. I have to be like, ooh, Tink Tink, how old are you? You got to carry ID around me. Ooh, Tink Tink. Oh, baby. What if the fact you sucking your thumb? I'll take you home and burp you. Soldiers. We're birthing soldiers. And hey, the Gentiles and the cousins is birthing up soldiers too. Them babies is big too. Cody, no, he big. Cody big. He ain't lanky and skinny like his daddy was. Cody big. Look, Cody go. God damn, Cody. Made me want to play in the snow. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. And they're growing up together. And they're talking together. And you want to start a war with them. Because your old raunchy ass, stink old asses ain't going to fight. You don't get out there and start the bullshit, and if you ain't got a gun, you can't come correct. A real man put his dukes up. A real woman get her face scratched out and her hands and her neck shanked. If you don't fall in that category, you need to shut the fuck up. Because I'm the type of one, I'm gonna pop that damn Norco, and I'm gonna beat your ass and my hip get dislocated. But and I ain't gonna, if I lose, I'm coming back. Because the shit ain't going down like that. You're gonna have to end this shit. You gotta find another way, okay? So I got my goddamn nursing degree. I got the house, got the goddamn car paid for, ain't got no bills, debt free, got the goddamn kids, done got married 2 times. What the hell else do you want us to do? We done followed all the rules, okay? Just consider me as an example, following the goddamn rules, okay? Working, ain't stealing, you know? I ain't doing no drugs. Oh shit, except these carbs. Y'all, this is... Carbs gotta be a drug. Cause everybody doing a carb diet. And I go to a rehab. I done had everything. I try to lose weight, surgery, everything don't work. Oh shit, that, oh God, blood sugar, 144. Just ate some ice. I'm walking around the circle 5 times, drink some water. Anyway, I just wanted to come to you and tell you that we want to work on education that way. Let's get to these standardized tests. Let's figure them out. Or how about this? Not make those things electives. If you're going to test people on those and it's going to be a requirement, geometry wasn't an elective for me. God damn it, I've never rubbed 2 sticks together since I took it, and I don't know what the isosceles, the calacities, or who give a fuck. But I know how to do it. If I got a test for it, I flip through that book and say, okay, bam, got it, because I had it. Ooh, girl, I got that cool C. I think it was a C+. That plus sign had me go. Algebra was pretty cool, though. 1 + 1 ain't 2 in medical. But I'm going to tell you like that. If you want to have those tests, even to get into engineering school, there's standardized tests. To get into law school, there's the LSAT. You have to know how to, you have to comprehend the LSAT, because the questions they ask make no goddamn sense. Hooter, shooter, wooter, cooter, tooter, 5 and 10 and dimes. Who the hell know? They just want you to make sense out of them questions. It ain't even like a test. You just got to have, you have to know how to comprehend. Okay? That's what you got to know how to do, comprehend. And the goal is to get a high enough score to get some money. My baby got all the money. Okay, so if you want us to have that, you don't want us to have it. That's why you're doing that. But in order for us to have that and our children to be competitive, give it to us. Because I don't care if you move your kids out of the city schools and put them in the suburban schools. As long as it's an elective, Cody mama telling him to take it because he gonna need it, because she knows. But Shaquima might not know because it was elective for her, and say, you don't need that. And she forgot the struggle she had getting to where she was, because at the time, her baby doing good. And she don't want him to struggle. Like, we want our kids to do more, do better, and have less stress. But it's a wrap now, Shaquima, and I'm Shatira, so I can say it. He got to take that. He got to take it. He do. He do. Yeah, he need it. Even if you want to do horticulture, you need to know something. Because, hello, I know how to lay the damn manure over some basic earth. And I know if I got the toilet or that shit'll get hard. And I use cow shit over donkey shit. Okay, it's up to you. But that's how I grow my shit. All right? So I figured I'd come to you today and let you know that's on my mind. So we have to work on that. Moms, if it's an elective, you make it mandatory. Because you ask your son, what do you want to be when you grow up? Mom, I want to be a doctor. You want to be a doctor. Google high school requirements for doctors. Tink Tink needs biology. He needs English, a command of the English language, and he needs to know how to comprehend it. He needs literature. Honey, because they love to use that Italian words. And even if the literature is like poetry. Let me tell you something, I love me some Shakespeare, especially when I found out he was white. What? And Beethoven, what? I'm going to learn to play my piano when I retire. With that finger. He's going to need math. Okay? Because it's important to know where to put the decimal in medication, boo. He's going to need that geometry and stuff. All you need to do is go online. This is what I'm going to tell you how to do. Tootie want to be a doctor. Go online, go to anything, and get a used MCAT book. Get it now. He don't need it then, but get a used MCAT book, maybe $5 or $10, and let him look through it. I remember when I was in school, I'm gonna give a shout out to my friend Holly Chard. I'm gonna give a shout out to her. I'm just using her government name, Holly. We were in 8th grade, and she brought her sister's math to school, and she said, Michelle, we're gonna have to learn how to do this kind of math when we get in high school. See, she already told me she was gonna be a pediatrician. I told her I was gonna be free, and she's a doctor right now. But she said, we're gonna have to learn how to do this math. And I looked at that shit, and I was like, what? She said, yeah, my sister does this in high school. I was like, oh my God. So she wrote down, it was algebra. She wrote down the math her sister had to know, and her sister had given her worksheets. And she gave me one of the worksheets. Holly, I never forget. I never forget. And I don't know, I'm not a hoarder, but I'm telling you now, it was Tony's, because she was in the 8th grade and she graduated before us. And it was her worksheet in the 9th grade. And you brought this. Did you take her stuff out of her bag, or she gave it to you? Because you gave me one of the worksheets. And I wrote it down real quick. I remember writing it down in my composition book in the back, because I memorized it. That's how our timetables on that composition book in the back. Oh, I couldn't stand Mr. Shepherd ass. And I had the worksheet. And guess what? I'm going to tell you the truth. I looked at those worksheets. I did take it home. My mama knew the algebra. She was an LPN. And do you know we had 3 algebra questions on that test for Aquinas? And then we get in. God is so good all the time. But guess what? We was 12. Hold on. 12. Girl, we was 12 years old when you showed me that worksheet, because she was in St. Pius. Listen to this. Because I looked up to Tony. Tony, so beautiful. I see her on there. She was in St. Pius, 9th grade, and you showed me that sheet and said, we're going to have to know this. Because we don't have to take a test for high school. I'm going to tag you in this. So God is so good. So somebody's got to show you. So what I do with my kids, I got my son, we got LSAT book. My other son, he liked to gamble, so I got him a, yep, sure did. I got him a book on gambling. We got it's like stock market crap, and he ordered his own, but I told him to order the book. You gotta know how to play the game. Somebody invented the game. You gotta know how to play the game. It's just like faith. If you want to know, read the Bible, read the Torah, read the Quran. Know it for yourself. At least get the information in your head. So when somebody shows you or teach you, everybody has their own method. It's like anything. I am right-handed, but I start IVs, I start lines, I draw blood and everything on my left hand. Somebody taught me how to do it. I believe they was left-handed, and it worked for me. So you get it in your mind, but you have to give your children opportunity. Get them that book. Baby, if you want to be a porn star, you better get them a good book on sexual health, how to slang the dang-a-lang, how to whip the pocketbook. I don't care. Make sure these kids are prepared.